Hey, American contractors, viewers of the American Contractor Show. I'm here with John Dye at Win the Storm, and I have to tell you, anyone that is associated with American Contractor Show, you are a badass.
Big shout out to American Contractor Show. If you don't know, you definitely need to check out the Storm Summit. They're doing it in excellence. Check them out.
Hey, what's up? This is your friend, Francisco Serrano. If you haven't checked it out, American Contractor Show, YouTube channel, Facebook channel, Twitter, Instagram, all the platforms, you need to go them, like them, start learning about your craft.
Hey, I'm Matt Danskin with Restoration Referral System. Check out the American Contractor Show. The truck that they've got is awesome. Everything else that they have going on.
C3 was eager to help us, and even whenever we weren't giving them work, they were still eager to give advice. The things that they were putting out for the for changing from DMO to RFG and giving that to the industry and not charging anything for it, I thought was really cool. And that's stuff that I, as a contractor, appreciate. I'd recommend C3 to any contractor who's looking for a PA, especially if you're around Colorado. Great guys, man. I'm nothing but happy with the work they've done for us.
What's up, everybody? Meteorologist Frank Gaetano here from the Hail Palace for your daily hail forecast. As always, sponsored by C3 Group, Merlin Law Group, and the American Contractor Show. Go ahead and check those guys out down in the description. Let's get right into today's weather's headlines. We have storms in the northeast, a broad wind risk from Indiana all the way over towards the east coast, so a pretty broad wind risk for today. Things quiet down a little bit tomorrow, mainly a wind risk for the mid-Atlantic coast region. I'll show you the graphics for that as well. And then we're gonna peek a little bit into the tropics. We do have some potential development, and I'm gonna show you what we call fantasy land in the GFS model and show you guys what that's showing for potential development in the Gulf Coast. First things first, we got some events to talk about. 2021 FRSA Convention and Expo, the Gaylord Palms Resort in Kissimmee, Florida, July 21st through the 23rd for 2021 this year, so come out and check us, see us there. Excuse me, man, I'm a little tired today. The Thunder Road Race for Recovery. This is an event that we are hosting in Norman, Oklahoma. It's at the Oklahoma Motorsports Complex, September 15th. So what you do is you get a ticket, you're guaranteed 2 races. We've got food truck, live music. The go-karts go up to about 55 miles per hour, and it's gonna be a great event, and 100% of the proceeds go to Roofers in Recovery, which is a great organization helping people with addiction issues. That's September 15th of this year, so you got plenty of time to sign up for that. Let's take a look at what storm reports we had for yesterday. Pretty decent area of some wind reports coming in, a few hail reports. I think we had 4 large hail reports yesterday, so nice little area of some winds through the Tennessee Valley up through the northeast. We'll head down to the southeast here. Few wind reports in Florida, Georgia, and then again in central Florida. And then we'll go all the way out west where we had, a couple wind reports in California, a couple wind reports. Didn't quite make it to Las Vegas because I mentioned them in my video yesterday. Did not quite make it to Las Vegas, but we did have some reports in Nevada, and then 2 tornado reports yesterday, one in Arizona and one right on the border of Colorado and Kansas. Let's see where we're at for the year in terms of storm reports. 2 tornado reports yesterday, 4 large hail reports, and 143 wind reports. Pretty decent wind day, but it could have been a little bit better given the storms and the area of the storms that we're going through. So where does it put that us for the year? 619 tornado reports, just over 3,500 large hail reports, and just over 7,200 high wind reports. And we are way behind from last year. We go over this every day. I don't think you need to hear me say it again. We're behind from last year. So let's take a look at those current conditions. We do have a severe thunderstorm watch out for a pretty big portion of the Northeast from Pennsylvania all the way up through Maine. We developing. In New York, they're tracking eastward, and we're going to see more storms develop going down to the southwest here, and those storms are going to push eastward today. We're also going to see some storm development, scattered spotty storms all the way from Indiana through Ohio, and we'll see if we can get some storm reports out of the lower end risk the further west you go, and then a higher end risk the further north and east you go. Current temperatures around the country, 70s in the center of the country. If we go down south, 90 in Houston, 77 in Miami, and 84 in Atlanta. And look at that. It was hot yesterday, hot again today, 95 degrees in New York City. And it's definitely got some moisture in the northeast today. It's sticky out there, a lot of energy for these storms that are going to be tracking eastward today to use. So yes, we have a lot of moisture in the air for those storms to use. Here's the future radar. We're going to see those storms develop through the afternoon and push eastward, and then we're looking around early this evening, potentially some storms near Portland, Maine and Boston, Massachusetts as those storms push off the coast in the overnight hours, and then just a nice big swath of rain going through Pennsylvania. Let's go down to the southwest. We're going to see some scattered spotty storms start to develop around 3, 4 o'clock this afternoon, and those are also going to slowly push eastward, and we'll see if we can get some wind reports out of that stuff, but it's just like those summertime pop-up storms that you see. So hopefully we can get some stuff out of that, and then some storms still going on in the early morning tomorrow, but I think those will be generally subsevere. So what's that look like graphically? Well, we do have a low-end hail risk today with these storms going from New York up through Maine, and we have a few cities here that I've marked for low potential for $quarter to $half size hail. Albany, New York, Burlington, Vermont, and Portland, Maine. Anywhere within this swath, you can see $quarter to $half size hail if we can get some of those storms to stay isolated and get some rotation and nice good updraft to get that hail. But the more broad risk is going to be our wind risk for today. As we zoom in here, pretty low end risk because of the pop-up nature of these storms the further south and west you go. So low end risk for Louisville, Charleston, Columbus, Cleveland. But then the risk gets a little better as we work north and east. Pretty moderate risk, about 20-30% chance for Pittsburgh State College, Albany, Hartford, Philadelphia, Portland. Generally in this area here is where we're going to see the greatest risk for these storms. So Albany, Hartford, Portland, those are my cities that I've tagged here for the best chance out of all these cities. And let's take a look at a few more cities at risk for today. Springfield, Massachusetts has a moderate to high chance. Concord, New Hampshire, also moderate to high. Scranton, Pennsylvania, Syracuse, New York, just a moderate chance, so about 15% chance for there. And then a lower end chance in Evansville and Baltimore. Here's the future radar for tomorrow. Generally a smaller risk for tomorrow as we see storms develop through the afternoon. There we go, through the afternoon from about New York City down to Norfolk, Virginia. I kind of messed up the graphic here. It's supposed to be a little further south, but we'll work with what we got here. Those storms are going to develop throughout the day, working east-south eastward. Greatest potential for wind is going to be about Washington, D.C. to New York City, with a little bit lower chances the further south you go, and those storms are going to work their way off the coast overnight, late evening into the overnight hours, and we're going to take a look at the graphics for that. Let's zoom in here, and man, having trouble with the clicker today. Richmond, Virginia, Baltimore, Maryland, New York, all about 5 to 10% chance probabilities of winds up to about 60 miles per hour. So a little lower end risk for today, for tomorrow compared to today, but let's see if we can get something tomorrow. Now, the tropics. I said they're heating up, and boy are they heating up. We do have a disturbance in the Atlantic. National Hurricane Center has a 60% chance of formation in the next 2 days and an 80% chance of formation within the next 5 days as these disturbances. There's a little lesser disturbance, but I think this is the main one we're going to focus on as it works its way towards the west-northwest over the next several days. And now I said we were going to talk about Fantasyland. Well, here's Fantasyland. This is the GFS model, and before I move forward, we call Fantasyland because once you get further out than like several days, you get over a week out, generally there's a lot of variability that happens with these models. So I'm showing this to you guys just to show that the model is picking up on something, and it has been over the last day. Yeah, about the last day or so. So yesterday, this model showed a hurricane going into Lake Charles, Louisiana. Yep. And then earlier today, it showed a hurricane going into the Florida Panhandle. So you could see the variability from each model run to the next. And this is what it's showing now. So it shows it going through Tampa and then up the coast. A lot of variability. This is Fantasyland, but I just wanted to show this to note that the model is picking up on something happening in the Gulf. So we'll have to wait the next few days to kind of see what keeps coming in. But tropics look like they're heating up, and when the models start picking up on stuff, we get excited because need those wind risks. Here we go. All right, well, thanks for watching, guys. Make sure you get in contact with us on our social media, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. We are at HailTrace for all of those. And if you want to get in contact with us here at the office, 855-334-4245, info@hailtrace.com to email us, or you can go straight to our website and learn about what we can do for you there. That's just hailtrace.com. Everybody have a fantastic rest of your Wednesday. Meteorologist Frank Gaetano signing off.